Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, and I'm honored to be here today. My name is Hussain Dada. I'm a Gambian rapper. Who started music back in 2016. And then this has been something that I've loved. From a kid. Growing up having big passion for music. I'm listening to the likes of Nelly. 50 Cent. And all of those guys. Growing up as a very young boy. And then growing up from a house that my elder brothers, they love music as well. So I would just say, they pass on that love that they have for music. They passed it to the younger generation, which is me growing up and my little siblings. Then that's the way I had love for music, and then growing up all the way to 2010. I started music as like a playful thing, during high school, but I had to leave music and then start music as a career back in 2016.
Right, that's just brilliant. Let's come down to real issues. Dada, I mean, you're one of the biggest artists in the Gambia, because I was following recently one of your concerts. I mean, it was a jam-packed, the venue was jam-packed, people turn out in numbers, which shows that you have a lot of followers. So I would like to know what problems in the Gambian society that you explain, through your rap music.
Well, actually, mostly, my music speaks for the youth. I'm telling the youth that better days will come, but then better days don't come and meet anybody when they just sitting and not doing anything. I'm mostly telling them that at least dive into something. I'm try to learn. To be able to do something have experience towards something, and then talk about few challenges that we face in the country, in the music industry, and all of that. We just talk about everything generally, but sometimes you just need to educate the people about certain things that maybe they're not too familiar with. So, we talk about the day-to-day struggles, how youth find it very difficult sometimes to make ends meet and all of that. So we talk about a lot of stuff. The music talks about a lot of stuff because if you talk about a great artist, all the great artists that we know that pass through the time of music, most of them are always giving out messages that will actually uplift people's spirit, uplift the way they live their lives and stuff like that. So we always try to make sure to continue on that part as well.
I mean, talking about uplifting people's lives, I mean, I listened to one of your songs recently called Mr. Government, which of course talks about a lot of social issues. Please take us through about that song.
Yeah, so Mr. Government is one of my songs that's on my album called International Local. Working on that album, I could remember telling Stylish that I wanted to have a song on the album that's definitely going to be talking about, social issues. And then he was like, are you sure? Because this is something mostly, most of the guys don't talk about like that, because due to the feedback that we be having sometimes when you start talking about social issues, people are like, are you trying to be a political artist and all of that? But I believe that music needs to be a message, and it's the thing that we feel and the thing that the public feel are the things that we need to talk about more. So I feel like, there were things that maybe we could bring the government's attention to, that if they start if they start looking into it, it could really help the public, into making, because you look at the world today, inflation is a big problem. And then the song is talking about it. It's talking about the boys too. They have traveled and then going all the way there, coming back here, being deported and all of that. I feel like these are all things that government needs to look into. So the song is just telling the government that hey, these are issues that maybe if you guys start looking into, it could better, because it's up for concern, because there's a lot of people that's talking about it and stuff like that.
Dada, you could use other means to expose these ill or problems of the society. Why through music instead? Why music?
Because music, I believe, is music reaches places that you cannot even imagine. I might do a video and then I'm talking about stuff like this. Maybe, okay, some of my followers are going to see it, some of my followers are not going to see it. But music is something that travels beyond borders. It travels way more than just making a video and then just putting it out there. So it being on an album that is let's say from since I started music, I think that's my most successful album so far. So having a song like that on it might be speaking about this issue for generations and generations to come. So because music is here to stay, as long as it's on streaming platforms, whoever just hear about Hussain Dada today is like, okay, let me just go check what this guy is on. And then once they come across the song, oh, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is exactly what the song is talking about. So that's the reason why we put it in the music, because at the end of the day, this is what we do. We are artists, and then we just have to always put whatever is on our mind.
In that case, Dada, how do you want stakeholders like the government, because like in that song you call it Mr. Government, how do you want stakeholders like the government, for example, to address problems that you expose, through your music?
Well, I just want the government to look into problems like much deeper, because like as in a sense that if you're a government official, maybe you're not affected by these things more like the public is going to be affected with it, because like most of the people we know that work in the government, they kind of have it figured out, but the people, the general public, might not have it figured out that, and these are the mass, these are the majority, right? So I think if we put it in songs, and then maybe and then music is powerful, because that's the song that the youth really love a lot. Every time I'm performing it, I can see that they feeling it, because like the saying goes, who feels it knows it. So every time I'm performing it, I can see that these are words that actually touch them deep. You look at it today, it's a lot of youth, not just youth, our mothers, our dads, our uncles, like everybody is feeling it, because we wouldn't just put it in the music if just a single person or a few amount of people going through it, but it's a lot of people going through this, so it needs to be out there so the government can look into ways that they can help to tackle these issues.
Before I let you go, what would you like to say to other young people across West Africa who are into rap music?
Well, what I'm gonna tell every youth out there, that's looking forward to becoming a rapper, I'm gonna tell you, rap is like one of the most difficult genres of music, because this is a genre of music that most people don't even find interesting because of like some of the explicit content that sometimes it comes with, right? So, but then if you want to be a rapper, like always ask yourself what type of example, what type of legacy you want to leave behind. So I will always advise every youth that want to become a rapper tomorrow to always come at it with with a good spirit. Avoid talking about drugs, avoid talking about explicit stuff, and just focus on like, just entertaining the people with positive messages, and then, just giving them a vibe that they can listen to, and then like just make them feel good and make them feel hopeful that tomorrow is going to be better, inshallah.
Of course, tomorrow is going to be better, inshallah, but I'm so tempted to ask you, please kindly, Dada, would you kindly please just give us, a tip of the iceberg of your Mr. Government? Just give us a little freestyle before we take a leave of you, brother.
All right. Muka understand no. Luolung kol kalafa, muneyano. Kono luol bukafa, prize all be kalafa muneyano. Corruption no waleyano. Ila diamolesia tela baroti. Mansabuwa kono je waleyano. Ntolula jang. Uol beka kaleyari. Kovisa, boelo la price to besele kan balunya be koleya ringa bukajija. Boroto price to na mol komune be caring, Mr. Government. Munati be daring, Mr. Government. Mune be caring, Mr. Government. Price be daring, Mr. Government. Mol komune be caring, Mr. Government. Mune be caring, Mr. Government. Yeah, that's how the song goes, man.
Oh,
so you have to
goodness.
go check it out.
This is such an amazing song, man. I mean, Hussain Dda, thank you so much for talking to West African Democracy Radio. We really appreciate your time talking to us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for
have a
having
wonderful
me.
day, brother. Take care.